friends. I am in bed. This doesn't really want to focus on me. Hi, we're gonna focus. Hello. There we go. So this is the next reading vlog, which is going to have nothing to do with the items that I'm opening currently. So Krista had ordered some Bad Batch stuff and another mystery thing. I know what the mystery is, but you don't. On like May the 4th, May the 5th, around in there, because we finished Bad Batch. The mystery thing is not Bad Batch related, technically. But I'm gonna open some Bad Batch keychains, right? Okay, so I'm gonna give Krista the camera. Hold on. And I'll scoot away from my very messy cube. It might be blocked by me.
So, who are the options and what are you hoping for?
So the options are Omega, Tech, Wrecker, Echo, Crosshair, then Hunter in his like different armor, Commander Cody in his Empire armor. Oh, that's supposed to be Captain Rex? The blonde is Captain Rex.
Oh.
In like a not armor suit. And then Gunji is the little Chewbacca-y Wookiee. I don't know. I would like Tech. Because Tech. These don't have pull thingies though. I also would not be mad about any of the actual Bad Batch or Omega. But that, can I not open these?
Then we may have to swap.
Yeah, we're gonna have to swap. I can't open these. Ta-da!
I also want Tech. There's no pull here.
No, that's why I can't open them.
Interesting.
I can't get enough hand on them.
The first one is...
A cat. Oh, it's Hunter.
Hunter.
In his newer armor. Nice.
These also make wonderful Christmas tree decorations.
They do.
For anyone that's wondering.
Alright. And next one.
I really want a Tech. He is my favorite Bad Batch character.
Ugh, these are so hard to open. Also, Krista and I both have hand injuries, if you didn't already know. I went through an accidental amputation, so I'm missing part of my middle fingertip. You'll see it in other clips. And my right ring finger is a little interesting. And Krista also broke her left hand. And while it's healed, it healed angulated, so it doesn't bend as well as it should.
And also the strength.
Yes, and now Baden is trying to rip it open for you because he sees you are in distress. It really won't open.
You're a good kid.
I'm trying to see if I have scissors. I don't keep scissors in here. I have scissors in another room. Oh, now Krista is resorting to her teeth, which made it... Did that even work? Good God. Oh, that did it. Oh my goodness. Is it Hunter again?
I don't know. I'm just...
I thought you were like, I did all that work and it's the same one.
Omega.
Oh, cute. Okay, let me try the next one, but I have these.
No, it's alright. I can try.
I have cat nail scissors, though. They might work. Slightly better than your teeth. Maybe that helped. I don't know.
Bane thought I was going to clip him.
Oh, no. Bane hates getting his nails done. Yay! It's Tech! Woo, woo. It's Tech. Woo, woo. It's Tech. Okay, we have one left.
I want Wrecker.
I would like Wrecker, yeah. I don't particularly want Cody or... What's weird is I don't like that Captain Rex because it doesn't look like Captain Rex.
Wrecker!
Yes! Yay! Oh, wait. No, that's Crosshair.
Oh, that's a different Crosshair?
I think. He has a gun, doesn't he? Or a blaster?
No, this is Echo.
Oh! Oh, it's the thing. I can't see it from here. But yeah, it's the thingy.
His hand.
I like Echo too.
Well, you both have something in common.
Right hand amputation. Mine's less extreme than Echo's. But yeah, that's Echo.
Okay, so we didn't get Wrecker.
No.
But
we have more.
We got 3 of the Bad Batch plus Omega.
Yeah. And
I would have been fine with Wrecker instead of Omega, but that's fine.
yeah. We also have more
different series
coming. Yeah, so we could get Wrecker in a different set.
But I'm so glad we got Tech.
Yes.
And this is the version of Tech I like.
Ooh, did I inadvertently show our address?
Maybe. I don't know what's over there.
I don't know. When I handed you the camera, I'm not sure what it did.
Well, Feel free to send money to.
No, I'll cut it out if I did, because I don't really know how to blur, but I don't think I did.
So, Hunter's cool. Echo is a very cool dude.
Yeah. I do like Omega.
Yeah.
It's just like Omega's isn't like she's not exciting because she just looks like a blonde Star Wars character, while these very specifically look like the Bad Batch characters. I will need scissors for this other thing. Like real ones, not cat scissors. Bane's trying to eat them. Behold.
Bane is taking Echo.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, we're gonna leave you with Bane trying to steal the Bad Batch. And I will possibly be able to open this one. But I have to go get scissors. So please hold, gremlins. Here. Hi. That's Krista. Hi. You may or may not be focused. It loves to not focus on my face. But this is a box. This is a box with a thing in it. This box with a really cool thing in it. Alright, let's see.
So what was your May 4th gift this year?
This.
You get one every year, don't you?
I do, yes. It would be great if I could get him out of the dang box. I can. It is. Oh my goodness. I have to stop this box. We'll get you out of here. Someday.
82 hours later.
Got it. This was my May the 4th gift. It's Chopper. So this is the Chopper from, I think technically Shop Disney, which is the same.
No, Droid Depot.
So it is. It's the same one, but this is the Shop Disney packaging, which is, it's identical. They changed the color so that you can say it's from Shop Disney instead, but it has the Droid Depot thing on the side. But yeah, so Krista found me this, and he's never been opened. He's super cool. We'll hang out with him this weekend, because I think I have to get batteries for the remote. But yeah, so it's the actually moving, talking, walking, and we have a chat.
And he's pretty tall.
He is pretty big. We have a BD1 from last year, and he's really cool. And they can talk to each other, so we'll have to try and set both of them up. But I'll just set him up later today, because I gotta find batteries, and I think get him all situated. But he's very, very cool. And should just act like Chopper. I think he comes with the default Chopper personality chip. Yes. Yes. But he has a little description on the back. That's adorable. Oh, it says he can still be found on adventures with Harrison Dula and her son Jason. That's so cute. Yeah. But he's very cool. We'll take him out and show him around later. Possibly not till tomorrow, because this was Krista's quick break before court to eat some food. So, yeah. So, not until later. But you will get to see him. And I will also tell you about books later when I get time. But, yeah. That is everything. He's so, so cool. He's so cool. He's really cool. I love Chopper. He's my favorite. Alright. But that's it for this clip, gremlins. Next clip will be about books, I promise, so you know what this vlog is actually about. But I will talk to you in a little bit. And record button. Hello from my bedroom. It is now Krista at court time, and I changed. It was super rainy, and I took the dogs out and got so soaked, and I'm super cold. So I'm wearing this this is an oversized Spirit jersey to me. Oh my gosh. That was a doggy fart from the other side of the room. But I got changed out of my sweatshirt because the sleeves on this are longer and it's really cozy because it's a Spirit jersey, so it's oversized, but this one is like not even technically, I think, my size. It doesn't really matter. It's oversized and I love it. And it's a little Mando one, so I'm still kind of in theme. But, well, not for the video, actually. So I said I would explain to you what the theme of this vlog is. So I don't have all the books for this vlog in this room, but I do have the first book I'm reading. So the theme of this vlog overall is Sith. Like Sithy, Sith inspired. So the first book is, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to switch hands. I wasn't showing you my right hand because my finger, so I briefly mentioned this in case you saw my hand. I was in a snowblower accident in February. I'm just filling people in case it throws them off. I was previously gauzing my right hand, my two injured fingers that did have surgery on them. And my physical therapist said at home, I don't have to gauze them anymore. I just have to wrap them in some like bandage stuff at night to help shape my scar tissue. But during the day, totally fine, especially because I work from home. So he was like, yeah, it's fine. You don't have to wrap them. So they're not wrapped. But the kind of scary thing, if you see them surprisingly, is that if I get really cold, the tips, because some of the skin is very thin, change color. It's totally fine. My blood flow is totally fine. It's only when I'm really cold. But my middle fingertip sometimes turns kind of purpley. It just looks a little creepy, and it's really cold. I'm cold from being outside. I still haven't warmed up. So my finger looks very scary right now. Again, totally fine. It's just very cold. Once it warms up, it'll go back to looking normal skin tone, but it's just so cold. But the first book in this vlog will be Dark Disciple, which I am incredibly excited about. This is an Asajj Ventress book, and it is, if you can't see it, it is based on unproduced episodes of Star Wars The Clone Wars. I already read the foreword, which was very short, by a writer on The Clone Wars, Katie Lucas, because I believe her episodes were the inspiration. And so the setup of this is in the war for control of the galaxy between the armies of the dark side and the Republic, former Jedi Master turned ruthless Sith Lord Count Dooku has grown ever more brutal in his tactics. Despite the powers of the Jedi and the military prowess of their clone army, the sheer number of fatalities is taking a terrible toll. When Dooku orders the massacre of a flotilla of helpless refugees, the Jedi Council feels it has no choice but to take drastic action, targeting the man responsible for so many war atrocities, Count Dooku himself. But the ever-elusive Dooku is dangerous. Is dangerous prey for even the most skilled hunter, so the Council makes the bold decision to bring both sides of the Force's power to bear, pairing brash Jedi Knight Quinlan Vos with infamous one-time Sith acolyte Asajj Ventress. Though Jedi distrust for the cunning killer who once served as Dooku's side still runs deep, Ventress's hatred for her former master runs deeper. She's more than willing to lend her copious talents as a bounty hunter and assassin to Vos's quest. Together, Ventress and Vos are the best hope for eliminating Dooku, as long as the emerging feelings between them don't compromise their mission. I'm stopping there, but I didn't know that was there's a romance, which is wild because Vos is a Jedi. So, but yeah, I am incredibly excited for this. It was one of the top books I picked out for this, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm gonna read a little with the TV on, and I'm gonna try and warm up because I'm so cold. And I came up here super fast, like to get situated and change and get dogs all situated, and so like I'm just cold. I could have made coffee, totally didn't. But yeah, so I'm gonna read. I'll fill you in when I have an update. Also, I got Chopper out of the box and he works and he's so cool. And later I'll probably show you Chopper moving around because I told Krista I would show her because I finally figured out like the legs had to be at a certain position so he didn't fall over. So I'm really excited for that. So I'll show you Chopper at some point because he's incredible. My chatback Chopper is super cool too. He talks so much, and like in a Furby-esque way, you can just leave him on and he talks, but I have to turn him off during work so that he doesn't make a sound. But I'm really excited to show this one off. Yes, Krista is very sweet and she gets me a May the 4th gift every year, and last year she got me BD1. It's not always a droid, but it just worked out that she was like, oh, I saw we could get Chopper, and that's like the only droid we wanted to get whenever we eventually go to Batu, and it's really hard to like ship them or fly with them, so she just got him. And he's really cool. So he's set up in my office right now so I can show her, but he needs to be on like a flat surface. There's carpeting in my office. It's one of 2 rooms with carpeting in our whole house. It's not a good carpet, but like it came with the house, and he won't he kind of moves on it, but he's a little wobbly, so I want to show her him moving around on actual floor. But I am going to warm up and have the TV on and read this very cool book. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'll fill you in when I have updates or to show you Chopper. I don't know. We also may have gotten some more Bad Batch stuff. I don't know. Another Amazon thing showed up, and I'm very sure that's where Krista ordered stuff from, so we shall see. But I will talk to you later, Gremlins, when I have book updates or droid updates. Also, at some point during this vlog, I'm very tempted to bring out my Grogu, because I have frog gummies, like little gummy candies, and that would be fun because I'm wearing so many Mando things. But I don't know, maybe Grogu's coming out. We'll see. I will talk to you in a bit, Gremlins. Hello, it is late. It'll eventually focus on my face, maybe, but it's super late. But I wanted to fill you in. I'm really liking the book so far, but I'm not far enough in to like give you thoughts. Just, I'm really enjoying it so far. But I need to show you this because, things did come. So we got Bad Batch socks, which I don't have in here, but they're like almost, they're probably like up half your calf kind of length socks, but they're of the 4 original Bad Batch clones. So Krista and I are going to share them, but it's Wrecker and oh my gosh, Hunter, Tech, and Crosshair. We're just gonna like share them. Technically Tech and Crosshair, or Tech and Hunter are hers, and Crosshair and Wrecker are mine, but they're in a pack together still. But I wanted to show you. So she got another blind bag that was like completely different, and it doesn't want to focus on me because the lighting in here is bad. But one of the options was a chase, and it was Chopper. Like, the Chopper was only the chase, and we got Chopper. I'm so excited. He's going on the thing with all my other Choppers. But the other thing that she really wanted to get, so we had it, is the Micro Squadron for their shuttle. This only comes with Hunter and Wrecker. And I think it's because, I think I pointed at them backwards, but I think it's because it's supposed to be like season 3. And I won't say anything more, but like they're more primarily with the ship in a lot of episodes. I don't want to spoil anything in case you're behind, because we were really behind, but I think that's it, because they're in their like season 2, season 3 armor, though maybe it's season 2, I don't know, but you only get Hunter and Wrecker. It's possible that maybe there were other ships we didn't know about, or maybe they just only did those 2. I don't know, it doesn't say. Sometimes they show you other ships, but there's not any listed. But I gotta go. We actually have to head out, even though it's super late. Kristen needs to run by her office and drop off paperwork and submit her time for the week. So we're gonna do that before tomorrow, because she was like, normally I would wait, but she just wants to get out of the way, so we're gonna go out, and I'm going with her because it's late and I don't want, like, we don't want her going alone. So yeah, but I'm gonna go. But this is so incredible because literally Hera and Chopper were the chases, like the rares. We got Chopper. So excited. Okay, I'm gonna go. I need to take my nighttime asthma medicine and then get shoes. So I will talk to you sometime tomorrow, gremlins. Hello. Oh, you are slightly angled. Okay. Hi. It is my lunch break. If you'll notice, I'm in my office. Also, it's Monday. I did not vlog the entire weekend. I debated. There was a lot going on. Our Sunday was kind of hectic and a bit just odd. Dogs are barking. We have a window open. And they're barking at like the mail and delivery people, so you're gonna have to put up with it. So like Saturday, didn't really feel like a day to vlog. And then Sunday was Mother's Day, and we had really early morning Mother's Day plans with Chris's side of the family, and then evening plans with my side of the family virtually. And it was just like a lot of stuff was going on, and it just like was not vlog time. Like I just didn't want to vlog. So I didn't. I did though manage between Friday and today, because my lunch break is almost over, to get to chapter 27. So I only have like a little over 100 pages left of Dark Disciple, and I am loving this book. So that is a positive. Again, I'm not going to get into weekendy stuff. At some point I will probably discuss some things that happened over the weekend, but I'm not doing it in this video. You don't really need to know about it, so I'm just not telling you. But Dark Disciple is very, very good. If you like Clone Wars, if you like Asajj Ventress, you will be eating this book up. The writing does feel so Clone Wars. Like I can see things, I can picture it, I understand everything that is happening in the context of Clone Wars. So it is working incredibly. I really wish we would been able to see this content in the actual show, but I do understand that there was only so much they could do. The other thing that is interesting is we still haven't finished it, but we started the Morgan Elsbeth Tales of the Empire episodes from that release last year, and there's an attack happening with the Night Sisters in it because Morgan Elsbeth is a Night Sister, and based on the description of that, like the attack gets brought up in this, it's the same attack that like impacted Ventress, which I did not put together at all. So that's all tied together, so we do need to finish. I'm gonna see if Krista will let us finish the Elspeth ones, just so I can like finish that up, and then maybe tomorrow we'll watch the Dark Disciple. There's an episode that has a Dark Disciple scene in it in the new show that came out. The male is here. They're barking because the male guy is walking around. It is actually a guy. I've met him. Anyway, so we can watch that. We've been watching You, the final season, so we just haven't watched like Star Warsy stuff. And then there were some movies that we had wanted to watch that are out on streaming, so we were catching up on those. So it just hasn't been like super Star Warsy on like watching front this weekend, so I just didn't talk about it. But yeah, so I'm very excited to finish the Morgan Elsbeth stuff because that ties into Ahsoka too. I believe it does, at least because she's in that. But this has been really good. So I did redo the synopsis, and we did get to a point where there is like romance, which I truly did not anticipate, even though the synopsis was like romance. So yeah, so Asajj has been bounty hunting. She has given up technically the dark side of the Force, but the Night Sisters themselves access the dark side of the Force in a slightly different way than the Sith. Like, it's similar but different, handled slightly differently. So she's been bounty hunting, doing all of that. Quinlan Vos is sent to recruit her to take out Count Dooku, which is in that description. And he's not supposed to tell her about any of that. He's supposed to keep that secret. She, like, isn't really talking much about herself because she doesn't really like people to know things about her because she just doesn't want to share who she is. But ultimately, they do wind up working together, like together, because romance. But also, as that romance is building, there has to be revelations to Vos. So they are working together as bounty hunters. There are some very sad moments. Ooh, did not mean to touch you. Sorry about that. There have been some sad moments. And then there's just been like a lot. Because like Vos has taken on things that he wouldn't normally do as a Jedi, even though he has taken on difficult, like challenging sort of missions for them. This is just harder. There is a bit more death. There was a grand party that they went to. But what happened here is to face Dooku, Ventress is like, you have to understand the dark side of the Force. Like, I have to teach you that. And also, he decides to tell her that he was sent to kind of recruit her. So she's aware of what's going on. Then that starts Vos on a path to the dark side because he doesn't really know how to balance it. She doesn't really have time to fully explain it. Like, they're kind of rushed in their plan for Dooku because this event occurs that they are like, oh, we should do this. Like, we should go at him there. But it doesn't really work out. We're at a point where now things have gone very poorly and Vos and Ventress have been separated because of how things went at their attempt to take out Dooku. It's been very high action. The romance has been actually very sweet, which I was not expecting, but the action has definitely ramped up. We also got the appearance of Boba Fett and his crew a few times because they had worked with Ventress in the past. So they've appeared, they've discussed that a little bit, which is fun. So we've gotten some like moments from the show. We've also gotten Quinlan Vos working with Kenobi mentioned and some things that did occur in the series. So it's just been a very cool like extension of the Clone Wars universe that I wish we had gotten to see on screen. But I do now really need to finish those Morgan Elsbeth episodes, so I might be like, hey, can we watch those real quick? Because there's only 2 of them and they're pretty short, and then we can finish up You because we're really close to done with the final season. And then tomorrow, because I feel like I can finish this today, we'll watch the Ventress episodes of the new thing that came out. So hopefully we can do that. I shall see. We shall see. I shall see. Kind of both. We also have some plans for tonight. The weather is nice, so we're going to take the dogs for a drive. I may not record that. I don't know. I haven't decided because it's really hard to film in the car in general. So it's tricky and it'll be loud. So probably not. We're just going to like drive out into the country with the window slightly open so they can see a lot of things. I like car rides, so we thought we would do that. But yeah, that's really it. This has been good. I'm just like very into it and I want to keep reading, but I ran out of time on my lunch break, so I was like, I made it this far. And I want to give myself time to talk to you, so I did that too. I've been using my Darth Maul cup all day, but I finished my dark side coffee. I'm gonna take a sip actually. But one thing that happened while we were out over the weekend is TJ Maxx had Krispy Kreme, actual Krispy Kreme donut flavored K-Cups, which they have not had in years. I've had the coffee before. Krista introduced me to Krispy Kremes, and then on a trip to New York City we went to their like fancy flagship store and they had the donut flavored coffee, and I have been wanting it again, and we had some for a little while, but like TJ Maxx is the only place I could find it, and they just don't get things all the time. Like you get what you get at TJ Maxx. And they happen to have like 3 huge boxes and I bought all of them. So I'm drinking donut coffee out of Darth Maul. But the plan is to finish Dark Disciple sometime today before I go to bed. And then see if we can watch some stuff. If we don't watch the show stuff, we'll do that tomorrow when I move on to the next book. But we can still watch the stuff. Krista has court tomorrow though, so that's tricky. We'll see. We'll figure something out. I'll watch before the vlog is over. I will watch the episodes of things that I'm talking about. I didn't wind up watching the Darth Maul and Savage episodes that I wanted to during my Darth Maul vlog because I ran out of time. But I do want to watch those before the like month is out. So that'll happen at some point too, possibly during this vlog, because I can like squeeze them in. But yeah, so I'm not gonna tell you about the next book yet because I'm finished this one. Oh, I also figured out how Chopper works. So he's all set up. He rolls correctly. He does not fall on his face. That happened twice. He fell on his face forward and then backward, but I got him figured out. I got everything balanced correctly. I didn't have the leg set up right. But yeah, so he's fine. I will show you him at a certain point because Krista hasn't even really seen him because the weekend was what the weekend was and I didn't film anything and I didn't bring him out because there was no time. So I'm going to show him to her at some point, and when I do that I will film a little bit of him like rolling around because he's very cool. But I gotta go. I will talk to you later, Gremlins, when I finish Dark Disciple. I will not talk to you again until this book is finished because I really want to finish it. So I will talk to you when we're done with Dark Disciple, Gremlins. Okay, hi. You're in the same spot. I did not move my camera. Well, I mean I did so I could do stuff, but it was easier to just set you back up. It is a little bit after work. I really wanted to finish this, so I like plowed through as soon as work was over. So dinner got a bit delayed. We're still gonna do stuff, but I did finish Dark Disciple, and I can totally guess what the episodes are, like what we see in the episode. Oh my gosh, the ending of this book is so sad. It's so good, like this whole book is so good, but it is so sad. Beautifully done. Ventress as a character is incredible. I really enjoyed this, but like so freaking sad at the end. But you definitely have to read this. If you like anything Asajj Ventress or like Clone Wars Darksidey stuff, you have to read this because it is beautifully done. Now, the next book. I actually had forgotten who wrote this. So this book is also by a woman. I believe she, her? Let me double check. She, yes. So I had completely forgotten that this book was by Delilah S. Dawson. So this is Inquisitor, Rise of the Red Blade. And I saw this one and I had to get it because one, this cover is incredible, but two, I just love a Sith thing. That's really it. It was all that. I didn't even notice that she'd written it. I swear, when did this come out? 2023. I could have sworn, maybe I just like knew she wrote some other stuff, but I am so excited to read this. I have read other books by her. What have I read by Delilah S. Dawson? Hold on. Let me look, because I have read a few things, but they were not Star Wars. Dawson. I haven't read those. Hold on. Let me see. No. Oh, come on. I know I've read. Did not read that one, but. Oh, come on. I know I've read some stuff by her. It wasn't that. What was it? Oh, this is gonna bug me. Guillotine! There we go. Guillotine, Bloom. Those are things that I have read by her. So I love Guillotine. Guillotine is like a horror novella. And Bloom I need to re-listen to because this is not a horror vlog, but in that there's people eating people horror, and the main character of that drove me up a wall, which was not really that character's fault, I suppose. But for some reason that like rubbed me the wrong way in the audiobook. Don't ask me why. But I really enjoyed Guillotine. So I am very excited to read this. So I will give you the synopsis. I'm very sure this book is also going to be sad because I did very briefly read, there's like an author's note to start the book. It is very brief, but it does provide a trigger warning for this text. So there is an attempt at the end of a life, or there is a situation where that occurs. I won't go into details, but there is a discussion of certain things in this book. Oh, my battery's about to die. So let me read you this real quick. Padawan Iskat Akaris has dedicated her life to traveling the galaxy alongside her master, learning the ways of the Force to become a good Jedi. Despite Iskat's dedication, peace, and control have remained elusive, and with each setback she feels her fellow Jedi grow more distrustful of her. Already uncertain about her future in the Jedi Order, Iskat faces tragedy when her master is killed, and the Clone Wars engulf the galaxy in chaos. We're gonna jump. Years pass, war endures, faith in the Jedi wanes, she wants more knowledge, and then she embraces Order 66. So this is going to be incredible, I think. But my battery is dying, so I need to charge it. I'm very excited to read this later tonight, probably more tomorrow, but maybe I'll try and read a little bit. But I'm still so sad about the end of the book in like a good way. Like the end of it was well done, but it's just sad. But I need to charge my battery, Gremlins, so I will talk to you about Rise of the Red Blade at some point. Hello, gremlins. It is afternoony time. It's the start of my lunch break. And I wanted to fill you in because I am a little bit into Rise of the Red Blade. So I read like a teeny bit last night and a little bit this morning. And I am really enjoying it so far. I did decide, because this is like a post Order 66 in parts of this book that's already mentioned, I would do a support your troops. It's like a join the stormtrooper army. I have this on. It's very fun. The print is really cool, and I have a very silly story about the shirt. So Krista and I are very sure that this is a solo A Star Wars Story shirt that was released at some point and either not really publicized, or our Hot Topic didn't know what it was, because I've had the shirt for a while. We saw it at a Hot Topic in like a random rack, and Krista and I were both like, that looks exactly like something from Solo. So we snagged it because it was on clearance, but then no one could find it in their system at all. They were like, what shirt is this? And it was really strange. Like, you couldn't find it. It didn't even say it was in stock anywhere, which meant someone like inadvertently like took it out of stock at their store. I don't know. It was so strange. But the shirt is so cool. I love the art on it. I did decide to match my shirt. So I'm using a Blackspire Outpost Stormtrooper Division 709 coffee mug. Again, we have not been to Batu, but Krista got this online for me, and it's a really nice cup. The handle's a little goofy because it's not attached, but it's nice to hold like this when it's cold out because it has a little grip, and I can hold the handle super easily with this hand. I grabbed it with my right hand earlier, and I can hold it, but the handle is a little goofy for this hand just because my middle and ring finger they don't really have grip issues, but it's more like sometimes they don't, mostly my middle, sometimes they're not like warmed up enough because I sleep with them kind of wrapped, and some days I forget to move them a ton. So I've been doing some like minor hand exercises. So I'm drinking this coffee. It is, again, donut coffee. I finished all the Star Wars coffee. I could be making Joffrey's, but I'm very excited about this Krispy Kreme coffee, so I'm going to drink a lot of it. But to start off my lunch break, I will tell you I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will let you know that so far in this, we have had our introduction to Iskat. So she is not a species we've ever encountered before. So while humanoid on the cover, she has slightly longer hands and they're red, and she doesn't actually know her home planet. She does not actually know what species she is. She just knows she has 2 hearts. So she doesn't really know much, and she has very long brown hair that she keeps braided. I'm gonna cough now. At all times. So she was taken to the Jedi Order. She's being raised. She is a Padawan to her Jedi Master. Oh gosh, it's like Sama. I'm gonna mess up her name now because I was really hoping it was in this. Yeah, it just says her master, but this is in the synopsis. So her master, yes. So her master's last name is They, so I'm just gonna go with that. They are killed, and that is in the description. So her master, we do know, does die. So she's more an archivist, or like a Jedi that goes out to collect materials that are related to Jedi, and in the terms of Sith artifacts, finds them and then kind of puts them into hiding. And we learn that Iskat feels kind of drawn to this particular Sith thing, but that's really it. She can like feel it like nudging at her, and her master's like, just ignore it. It's the Sith. It wants to get to you. And so she's like, okay, I won't think about it. It's fine. But she has an issue with her anger, which is not intentional. She has a bit of control issues with her use of the Force, and there has been an incident that occurred that has some Padawan, not a lot, sort of tentative around her, and her master is supposed to help her work on centering herself, really doing a lot of meditation to get her emotions in control, and she does a very good job of this. But beyond that, she is still kind of struggling with like what to feel or how to control things. And then they wind up in the battle on Geonosis from Attack of the Clones. So it's that scene where Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme are all in that thing with the monsters. So they've been called to that. And Iskat finds herself performing incredibly well on the battlefield. And so as the Clone Wars amp up, she wants to be in the field, but her master had always wanted her to be like her, an archivist, someone who collects materials, brings them to the library, but that's not what she wants to do, which does seem very specific. It feels very intentional, like, oh, I wanted you to be at the temple, or like going out on missions where you would not fight anyone, or you would not have to be in combat. Her master didn't even really like lightsabers or using them, though she could. So it is interesting. We have learned perhaps her master had some knowledge of her that she was not sharing. And at this point, Iskat is going out into the Clone Wars. But again, is feeling kind of this Sith, not pull exactly, but a connection to the Sith in odd ways. She sees a symbol and she knows it means Sith, and she can't stop thinking about it. So it is very interesting because you're kind of getting this like, well, is it possible she's from a species that has always used the dark side? Like the Night Sisters are they use the dark side, but in a different way. They are not Jedi, they are not Sith, they are the Night Sisters. But I don't know. I don't know if that's how this is going to go. That's just kind of like my thought. We do know that at a certain point she takes up the red saber, but I'm very curious to see how that evolves, because right now she's just very excited to be in the battlefield because she feels that is her calling. Battling, fighting. She kind of went into the zone and killed a number of people on Geonosis. And that was good for the Jedi because it protected them. Ooh, Mail is here or something, so I'm gonna have to go. But yeah, so I'm not super far, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm curious to see how it evolves. I'm also super hungry, so I'm gonna go eat lunch and I will talk to you later, Gremlins. I will have some updates. I'm gonna try and read a little over lunch, and I'm definitely reading some tonight. I just don't know how much. I really want to get through this one pretty quickly because I am really enjoying it, and also because I have another book that I wanted to read before this weekend. So we shall see, but I will talk to you in a bit. Good morning, Gremlins. You're in my kitchen, and I'm here to inform you that I have finished Inquisitor, Rise of the Red Blade. I'm gonna put this down. Also, my nail polish was chipping off really bad yesterday and I peeled most of it off and I haven't fixed them yet. So if you notice random nails have polish on them and some don't, it's because I peeled polish off, and I just did not have the energy this morning to like speed paint my nails before I filmed. But I'm making coffee right now. This book gets wild. So I had told you she was with the Jedi Order, and in this, eventually they say that Iskat does do something during Order 66 to survive, and like, you can tell this is like, she's an Inquisitor, which means she winds up joining, it's called the Inquisitorius, and again, you can tell that's what's happening. It is terrifying what you have to go through in that. It's not even like Sith training, it's just horrifying. And like, you become a sister or a brother and you like pick your status, kind of like your first name, so it's like 5th, 7th, those, you choose those. So I'm not going to tell you what hers is. What is beeping? Oh, the water machine. Lovely. I will have to deal with that. But she winds up having to train to be an Inquisitor, and I was just like, this is terrifying. So many things happen. There is actually a romance in this, which shocked the hell out of me. There's a romance. Darth Vader shows up. Like, so many I knew I was gonna cough. So many things happen in this where I was like, what? Also the ending, sad. I feel like all the Sith books, the ending's sad. I was just so, like, I just did not want to stop reading this. I blew through this yesterday. We went out to dinner really quick because Krista had court, and we got Wayback Burger, which I didn't bring you because there's normally a lot of delivery pickups and there's normally really loud music, so I didn't show you our food. But, oh my gosh, this, like, we got home and I was like, I am so close to done, I need to finish this. So I did. We didn't watch any Star Wars last night, but tonight we are going to do Star Warsy stuff. So we're going to watch the Star Wars stuff I mentioned because I really want to know what happens in the rest of the Morgan Elspeth episodes, in the Asajj episodes we haven't watched. So I'm just like very, very excited. This was very well done. Delilah S. Dawson did a great job creating a character who had her very, like, what she is, like, we do learn more about that, and it is so interesting. So there's just like a lot to like take in. This is all very, like, it feels very Star Wars, but it is still like a journey of one character and their like self-discovery and trying to understand where they fit and what they want out of life. So I highly recommend. This was really cool. There are a lot of action scenes. It gets wild, absolutely freaking wild, because once you're dark side, like, there's so many dark side things that are happening. Everyone's powers are bonkers. But I really, really enjoyed this. Highly recommend. We are now moving on to a behemoth. This is Shadow of the Sith by Adam Christopher. It is over 400 pages long, and I need to finish this by Sunday, like before Sunday. So yeah, I have a lot of reading to do. But Let me read you the description. So, Luke Skywalker and Lando Calrissian return in this essential novel set between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. The Empire is dead. Nearly 2 decades after the Battle of Endor, the tattered remnants of Palpatine's forces have fled to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. For the heroes of the New Republic, danger and loss are ever-present companions, even in this newly forged era of peace. Jedi Master Luke Skywalker is haunted by visions of the dark side, foretelling an ominous secret growing somewhere in the depths of space, on a dead world called Exegol. The disturbance in the Force is undeniable, and Luke's worst fears are confirmed when his old friend Lando Calrissian comes to him with reports of a new Sith menace. After Lando's daughter was stolen from his arms, he searched the stars for any trace of his lost child, but every new rumor leads only to dead ends and fading hopes, until he crosses paths with Ochi of Bestoon, a Sith assassin tasked with kidnapping a young girl. Ochi's true motives remain shrouded to Luke and Lando, for on a junkyard moon, a mysterious envoy of the Sith Eternal has bequeathed a sacred blade to the assassin, promising that it will answer the questions that have haunted him since the Empire fell. In exchange, he must complete a final mission, return to Exegol with the key to the Sith's glorious rebirth, Rey, the granddaughter of Darth Sidious himself. As Ochi hunts Rey and her parents to the edge of the galaxy, Luke and Lando race into the mystery of the Sith's lingering shadow and aid a young family running for their lives. Oh my gosh. Okay. That sounds so interesting. I had no idea that Rey was going to get mentioned in this. This is so cool. I'm very excited. I know the shirt doesn't fit the theme of any of this, but it's really hot today. Less hot than yesterday, and my office is going to be really noisy because it's cooler outside right now, so I have my window open, so if I film anything in my office, it's going to be noisy. But I may just wind up closing the window and turning on a fan if the heat doesn't die down. But I am stoked to freaking read this, even though it's the size of a small dictionary. I also made coffee. I will bring you to the coffee. Ta-da! Just walking. I already made it. Hi. This is a terrible angle. But I made it. And it's Endor. I just really wanted to use it. I was like, oh, you're wearing Vader. You should use an Endor mug. Don't! I have a Darth Vader mug. I've already used it kind of recently. I've already also used this one too, but I just like this mug. It's fun. But I need to go. So that is my update. I really, really enjoyed that book. And now I'm extra curious about this one because I didn't read the description all the way. Like when I got it from the library, I only read like a teeny bit of it. But this sounds so curious. So I'm very excited. I will talk to you when I have book updates, gremlins. Hello. If you see sweat stains on my shirt, please do not judge me. My office is hot, okay? It is hot. I rarely wear gray clothing when I'm hot because, yeah, very sure. There are huge sweat stains, so I'll keep my hands down here. But, oh my gosh, it is the end of my workday, like a few minutes after work, actually, and I am eating this book up. So I was really worried about this one solely because I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this. It is almost 500 pages and it follows Lando, who I think is interesting in Solo, a Star Wars story, but he has an interesting arc in the originals, and like he shows back up in the sequel trilogy because his daughter is also in the sequel trilogy. Now, where does this say? Yeah, in The Force Awakens. So I don't know if I agree with, one sec. I want to look something up really fast, but I can do that and also talk to you. So Shadow of the Sith is really incredible so far. Let's see, because I can't remember names today. There we go. This is what I want to know. Can I? Oh, this is so useless. Why is it listed like this? No, okay, so that I don't think is correct. Okay. Technically this book is set between the final original film and the first of the sequel trilogy. So it's right smack dab in that like center portion, which also means this takes place during the general time period where Mando and Grogu are, which is incredible and works out very well for me for the photo I want to take. But this is set before Force Awakens. But what's interesting is I actually do not think you should read this book unless you've seen the entire sequel trilogy, because it's full of spoilers for reveals you get about Rey in that final movie, which based on the synopsis, you would already know that, but there's a lot. So it is wild. Actually, I also think you should have, you would need to have also seen like Bad Batch and parts of Mando to not be spoiled for a bunch of different things. So this book is really assuming that you have seen a lot of Star Wars content and you're not just like rolling in because it has Luke in it or Lando. But okay, going into this. Lando this is solely because of how Lando treats Han Solo. Krista, my wife, really dislikes Lando because of his actions toward Han. I'm gonna take a sip of water very quickly. Hold on. So she really doesn't like Lando. She also hates Kylo Ren, which ties into something else I want to talk about. But there are certain characters that Krista just like doesn't like. Again, for how they have treated or what they have done to Han Solo. So I was like, I'm hoping this is good. Because sometimes, like, I am very curious. We have other books that have Lando in them and I'm curious to read them. But like this one was my like intro to a Lando book because he's not really a main character in other books I've read. He does appear in Brain in the Zahn trilogy for sure. I do remember that. So like he's in other stuff, but like not as like a lead, and he is one of the leads in this. So outside of the synopsis, because I've already set you up for some stuff, there's a lot going on and it's so captivating because we are getting a ton of backstory on Rey's parents, like how Sidious's kid, who is called a shadow, what is it? Shadowcast? He's a clone but not a clone, which would make sense if you've seen Bad Batch because there's a whole thing about M count and like trying to manipulate M count in a clone, which would mean that you can't have a direct clone because you're manipulating the M count. That's midichlorian count. I assumed you knew that. I just throwing that out there. So like we learn like what he is. We also get some info on her mother, which actually speaks to Rey's ability to pilot as well as she does. So like setting up some of like, this is why Rey is good at certain things. And then like, we have all that going on. Then we also learn that Ben is training with Luke, but Luke is called away. So Ben is kind of in charge of the temple that Luke runs currently, because I don't know who else would be. So he's there. Luke is on this mission with now Lando. So like Luke was on his own mission kind of because there was a dig going on and there were thoughts that there might be Jedi artifacts. Turns out not Jedi, totally Sith, because this book is very Sith heavy. There's a bunch of Sith stuff. That results in him learning something is going on. Then he's been having like visions, and then he like kind of learns more about the visions because it's all tied to Exegol. And then Anakin's Force Ghost shows up at a certain point, and I was like, what? And they describe him as Hayden Christensen, so it's the like, he was decades younger than when Luke had seen him. Don't ask why I did that voice, I did. But we get like that randomly, which I was like, what? What else do we get? We just get so many like bonkers things. Like Kira gets mentioned. They mentioned Lady Kira in the Crimson Dawn. And then the bad guy in this, Ochi. I'm calling him the bad guy, but there are a lot of people involved in this. So they mentioned that there were acolytes who were performing, like they were fixated on the Sith. I do not know how that ties into the series, like the television one and the High Republic show, because I believe those are all related to each other. So I don't know. We have not watched Acolyte. We're very behind on a number of shows, but I believe this may tie into that. I don't know. But they talk about this like group, but then we see this woman in a mask who is not Ochi and is listening to apparently Palpatine. And so people are like, what? Because he is gone. Like, he is dead. We have been informed he is dead. Like, I'm just like, this is baffling. Like, Palpatine's voice is in this, and you can tell. Like, there's just so much happening in it that's, like, tying into so many other things. We also, what else did we get? There were so many things. There was, like, the Lady Kira reference. There was this person wearing a mask, and then references to other Sith users, and then, like, artifacts that may let you, like, be, taken over by them. Just like so much setup for so many things. And I was like, what? It's just like baffling. Also, we do learn, it is the daughter from the film, but we do learn that Lando is super invested because he hears about the kidnapping and he doesn't want a child to be kidnapped again because of what happened to his daughter, who he has yet to find. We know that he will find her eventually. If you've seen the sequel trilogy, she's actually supposed to get her own book with Finn, from what I believe. I thought I saw something about that, like a book about the two of them, like how they're dealing post events of the sequel trilogy, but I don't know when that's coming out or any other details off the top of my head. But so like he's doing that, we're getting like his ship, all of this stuff he's been doing, all of his contacts, we're following Ochi, and then like we learn about like this group that's also working with, like there's so much Sith stuff happening. Like, almost like a Sith cabal of sorts going on. Then like Palpatine is talking but perhaps is not working, but that, like, it's so strange, but like very interesting. And then like Luke is doing his own thing to try and figure out why he feels all these disturbances in the Force. And on top of that, we have Rey and her family on the run. Now Rey doesn't have a very big part because she's 6. Also, please note, this is the thing I was going to mention. She is 6, Ben Solo is 16, which means Ben Solo and Rey Skywalker had the exact same age gap that Krista and I have, which technically means we could be Ben Solo and Rey Skywalker, but Krista would never agree to do that because she hates Ben Solo that much. Well, Kylo Ren. I don't know that she hates Ben Solo specifically because he's been forgiven by the Force or whatever, but she hates Kylo Ren, so I feel like that wouldn't happen. But I was just like, oh, that's so interesting. But yeah, it's just been so many things. We're going to so many planets. We're learning so much about random like Sith stuff and things the Sith were doing that like Luke found out about, and like the concerns he has. And then I'm just like, there's so many things. And like as you're reading, there'll be like a random reference where I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That's a thing. So like I can't even get all of it, but like it is so good. And that's not even spoiling anything for you, really. Like, you know, Anakin's Force Ghost shows up, which is wild, but I'm not telling you how or why. And then Palpatine, which you would have to know because Snoke exists. So like, not spoilers, just like chaotic things. But it's a wild time. I definitely think I can finish this by end of day Friday, which would be great because then I could upload the video. But we shall see. I'm just really enjoying this, and it's surprisingly really cool. Oh, Dio! Dio is in this! Sorry, it was a big reveal to me that Dio was in this book. I won't say how. He's somebody's droid, and I was like, what? Dio? But yeah, so I'm loving this book so far. I will fill you in probably when I get to the end, but we are doing like a Sith night tonight, so I'll show you stuff. I'll give you thoughts on shows slash episodes that we watch, but I do need to go because dinner and all those things, but I will talk to you later tonight, gremlins. Hi, it is after dinner. We are in the bathroom actually because the floor. Oh, do I have food in my teeth? Mm-hmm. Oh, of course I do. Well, you're not gonna see me for very long, so I'll just go like this. You're gonna see Chopper because I said I would show you him. So I'm gonna set you up on the floor. Alright. Put my feet near a cat, but you can see Chopper.
Maybe that was careful.
The dogs don't like Chopper.
Run at him, Chopper, run at him. He doesn't need that much food. Get a little closer to Beanie.
Bane's like, I am eating. Oh, it did scare him.
That's a beast. Hi. I'm surprised Salem's not trying to eat you.
She tried to eat BD1, but he walked. So maybe she realizes this is not a thing you can attack. I don't know. But this is Chopper. He's very cool. And I'm gonna go put him on his neat new shelf. So I'm gonna bend down and stop recording. Hope you enjoyed this little Chopper moment. Good morning, gremlins. I am coming to you before I even have coffee. Ooh, fan. Hold on. Oh, this will be quick because I have to turn off my fan. I have to remember that. It is hot in our second floor. It was so hot in the bedroom last night that I was sweating a lot. It's getting to that point where like it gets too hot, but then it's too rainy. It's like a whole thing. So we haven't put our AC units in because it seems too early still. It's still May. If you don't live in upstate New York, we don't have central air. You have to put in an AC unit. We haven't done that yet. But I am here because I have achieved greatness. And by greatness, I mean I finished all the stuff I wanted to finish. So I actually finished early. I was able to read all of the rest of Shadow of the Sith yesterday. And it gets so wild. So actually, I will correct myself because I'm not entirely sure. So Ochi says that he heard Palpatine, but I'm not 100% sure if it was Palpatine at this point because the other voice we hear is a different Sith. Now, they may sound the same, or it's possible it was two different Siths because there's this sort of like interesting possession aspect in this book, but we get to see a lot. And this, of course, doesn't really have a super happy ending because we know that Rey and her family don't stay together if you've seen the sequel trilogy. So, like, that's happening. Then Lando has to confront, like, them not being able to get this child. We do meet some really cool characters throughout the story, and we learn a lot about the acolytes who really, really, like, embrace the Sith, and we learn more about how this particular character who's appearing is acting like how she is who she is, but some wild stuff happens to her, and I was like, oh my goodness, oh boy. But it was just so interesting, and it's huge. I'm not discounting this book is very big, but like it read so fast because I consistently wanted to know what was going on. Also, I did not tell you, there is a Jedi appearance of someone where I was like, whoa, that is a cool choice. So that's all I will tell you on that front. But it is really interesting. We get a little bit more of training Ben at the very end because he's still at the Jedi Temple. But I will say Luke is very fixated on issues in the Force and like issues with like the Sith in the Force. So I'm just like, dude, maybe take a break from thinking about the Sith, and things could have gone differently for you. But it was really, really interesting. I was really enjoying it. I really enjoyed learning about Rey's parents. Like, there's just so much going on. But it was a really good book. I would highly recommend it. You just have to have seen all of the sequel trilogy already. This is set, again, before the sequel trilogy starts, but it goes over things that if you have not seen them, it would spoil a ton of movies. I'm assuming you've seen them if you're watching this video, but just in case, you have to have watched them before you read this book. On top of that, we didn't read. We watched the Asajj Ventress episodes of Tales of the Underworld, I think, and I finished the Morgan Elsbeth episodes of Tales of the Empire. Tales of the Empire, the Morgan Elsbeth ones, set you up for Ahsoka, so that like directly sets you up to explain like how Morgan Elsbeth is where she is and how she knows some people that she knows in Ahsoka. The Asajj Ventress one at the opening made me so sad. Like, it was incredibly sad. And then it's like still kind of sad, but it's interesting, and I can't tell you without spoiling a bunch of stuff. Because part of it would spoil Dark Disciple, because they do use a scene from Dark Disciple. They did use the scene I thought they used, just not in the order I expected. So, I don't know, it was just like really interesting. So, it was really cool to see, and like, seeing that scene made me so emotional. Like, I was like, no, why are you showing this right now? Why? No, even though I knew it was coming. But they were both very good, they were fun. I do want to watch the Barriss Offee ones, and we didn't watch the Cad Bane ones because Krista was pretty tired, and she was like, no, it's fine, you can watch them, because I really wanted to watch them. But yeah, I managed to accomplish all the things I wanted to accomplish for this video. So that's incredible. I can edit this early and hopefully get this out when I want to. I am already sweating without my fan on, oh my gosh. But that means I can edit and hopefully get this up very quickly, because this weekend we are very busy. Like, starting tomorrow, actually, we're kind of busy. And then into next week, I am traveling. So it's a very different setup for me because I don't really go places very often, especially not without Krista. So that's the only reason I'm telling you about this, because Krista will be home still. So our house will be protected by my wife. So that's the only reason I'm mentioning it, because I'm just like, I have to do all this before I leave, which is so weird. But we're doing a really fun thing on Saturday. 2 fun things, actually. I have a productive thing on Friday that I actually took all of work off on Friday because I had a big appointment scheduled, and we initially weren't sure what time it would be. And then like we got the time, and like it's a big appointment for my hand, and so I never know if like I'm going to be in pain or if they're going to be doing a bunch of stuff. So I took the day off, and then other events occurred where I was like, oh, I have to take more days off, which I feel like I sound like I've been taking a ton of days off, and I don't normally take off work like at all. So it's been very weird that I've been like, oh, I have this day off. But I did need to take days off for a thing that I'm going to, that you'll find out about because I'm going to bring you. But yeah, I think that's it though. Those 2 series are really cool so far. I also like that the animation is very Clone Wars. Shadow of the Sith was incredible. Also, Ochi's whole thing, because that's Ochi, it's very sad and creepy. Not that sad because he's a monster, but still creepy. So that was really good. I loved the Dark Disciple book and Inquisitor Rise of the Red Blade. So this was like a very successful reading vlog where I enjoyed all 3 books a lot. I managed to watch 2 Star Warsy things. We were gonna watch more, but we've also been rewatching You, and so we're just doing that. And we watch a lot of YouTube, so it's been a lot of that stuff. But it's been a very fun vlog. I have enjoyed everything. If you read any of these, let me know. If you haven't, I highly recommend them. I am also on Instagram at CliffGoever ever after. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe. And the next video will be, I'm bringing a Star Wars book to tie it into the Star Wars theme, but it will be far less Star Warsy than anything else I've done, I think. So yes, I will talk to you in the next one, Gremlins.